Hawker? Harrier? I hardly knew her.
Old Line Watches.
Hey there, welcome to Old Line Watches. With you as always is Jeremy, your old man from the Old Line State of Maryland. Today we're doing a review of the Hawker Harrier Farley. This is a brand new watch. It will have just dropped today as of this video's release. This video is sponsored by AV8. They provided me this watch. I do not have to send it back. All I have to do is give them a review for it. Thank you very much. AV8, unsurprisingly, makes aviation-themed watches. A big chunk of their line are inspired by and named after the Harrier family of fighter jets. The Harrier is a vertical and short takeoff and landing aircraft. That is to say that it can, from not moving, go which is pretty rad. This edition, the Farley, is named after John Farley, a test pilot in the late 60s who helped provide a lot of feedback in test piloting for many of the Harrier jets in the series. If you like what I'm doing, or if you hate what I'm doing and you're a glutton for punishment, click the subscribe thing and, leave comments and likes and all that happy stuff. And without further ado,
Stats and specs.
so what we have here is the Hawker Harrier Farley, reference AV409804. Case diameter is 44 millimeters, lug to lug of 52.5, 22 millimeter lug width, 14 millimeters thick, and weighs in at 79 grams on the supplied leather strap. It is powered by a Miyota GP03 quartz movement. Case is 316L stainless steel with concentric brushing around the top of the bezel and a little line of polish above and below the mid case. Mid case itself is vertical brushing with radial brushing at the lugs and some nice polished chamfers. The whole thing is in a beautiful gunmetal color. Crown guard is all brushed. Protecting it is a mineral crystal, single dome, almost flat, but with a nice bit of distortion there, and with AR coating. There you go. Push-pull crown, slightly smaller than you might expect for a watch of this size, but plenty grippy and has a cool little bullseye engraved on the end of it there. The case back has your basic stat line, reference number, stainless steel, water resist 50 meters, and the name Hawker Harrier, and a design in the background of that I can't tell what it is, to be honest with you. Looks kind of cool though. The strap is genuine leather and signed. Some excellently done stitch work on it. Nice and supple. Fits comfortably even before it broke in, but after breaking it, it's very comfortable. A matching buckle and tang with the AV8 company logo engraved there. The dial is super aviation inspired, as we're going to go through. We got a retrograde GMT sub dial down at the 6 o'clock. By retrograde, when it gets to the end at 24 hours, it drops all the way back down to 0 again. It has a 24-hour sub-dial that matches to the main hands over here at the 9 o'clock. Both of which are designed to look like instrument panels as part of a Hawker Harrier cockpit. Has a big date window with what looks like a handle for like an ejector seat. The date on this is very cool. You can see there's some transparent parts where you can see other parts of the date wheel. But you'll notice those don't move until, watch the whole wheel. About halfway through. Does it again where the 1 comes back around to the bottom there. So it's got like a layered date wheel. It's pretty cool. All the background details of the dial mix really well in with the whole cockpit design that it's going for. The applied indices all around are filled with Swiss New Light loom, which is a style I've not heard of. I'm used to Lumi Bright, Super Luminova, etc. But New Light is a new one for me. And we got the name AV8 up at the 12. dual time written across the chapter ring above, and Hawker Harrier across the chapter ring below. The main hands are all loomed. We got like a thick pencil style for the hour and minute hand, and it kind of looks like an overhead view of like the Hawker Harrier streaming through the skies, sort of. Both feature the New Light Swiss loom, as well as the red arrow-tipped second hand.
And for our loom test, as you can see, the indices do not start off very strong and get weak fairly quickly, but the hour, minute, and second hands do retain good legibility throughout the test.
And here it is on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. Kind of meant for larger wrists. I'm almost at the end there, as you can see.
Props and slops.
So for the props, the subdials, both of them, the Retrograde GMT, which is very cool. Doing 24-hour subdial here. As you can see, the numbers rotate and it keeps the time at the top. The attention to detail on the dial with like the kind of turbine ring there inside the chapter ring, the rivets, the instrument panel, everything. It's really a cohesive design, even though it is kind of busy. I also like that the lugs are aggressively curved downward, because for a larger piece like this, it definitely helps fit the smaller wrists much better. For the slops, and you can see the subdials pretty well here on this extreme close-up, but like at a glance on the wrist, they aren't very functional. It's very difficult to get an accurate read on either of the subdials. That said, they're still really freaking cool. The slab sides here don't do much to not make it look as thick as it is. At 14 mil, it's very thick, especially for quartz. I get it. It's got a lot going on there. You need that depth for it. But they could have curved the case a little bit to let it sit better on the wrist. Because of that size, the crown is actually a little off center, as you can see where it sits between the crown guards. All right, bottom line. This goes on sale today for $250. I think that's a very, very reasonable price. You're getting Miyota movement, excellent finishing, steel case. All in all, if you are an aviation or a history buff in particular, this is like a super buy it. But even just for the cool factor of it, I mean, it's cool. Sometimes that's all you need. This is the Night Sky colorway. It's also available in Regiment Blue, Terrain, and Stratosphere. So that was the Hawker Harrier Farley. Fantastic aviation inspired retro 60s retrograde GMT. I hope you enjoyed watching the review. I enjoyed making it. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Until next time, this is your old man from the Old Line State, signing off.